Hey, good evening, guys. How's it going? This is Michelle Ship here. I'm the business page owner of WHAM Solutions with Michelle Ship here on Facebook. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. Hopefully your Friday is going awesome. We have a pretty chilly, rainy day here in the East Coast of the USA. So just want to jump on here real quick before I jump out. I have to do some errands with my kids, but I want to say hello and send a quick message to you guys. So if you're just joining us here right now, go ahead and state where you're viewing from. I would love to give you a shout out. So let's get right into the content. So tonight I wanted to talk with you a little bit more about content creation. Now, quick question for you. Do you ever feel that you struggle with trying to find out exactly what to actually do for a live video, or when you're creating blog posts or articles or just your regular posts in general on your business page? We're going to definitely address that today so that you can come up with endless amount of content that you can share with your following. So I figured I want to discuss this tonight because it's definitely been a buzz on my team here. A lot of people are doing Facebook Lives and been coming to me asking questions about what type of content to actually put for a video. And I said, okay, let me just bring it to a live so I can share with everyone. So basically, why is content creation important? Well, number one, it's important because it actually helps you brand yourself, and it also shares with your audience exactly what you stand for, and also it sets you apart from others, and it also helps you create yourself as an expert and authority figure in your niche, in your industry. And to become an expert, all you need to know is just a little bit more than what your following knows. So don't underestimate the skills that you already have and the knowledge that you already have. Now, we have to understand that content needs to be purposeful, and it also has to be consistent. And the content has to be serving your audience needs. And when we create content, we need to actually pinpoint exactly what are your audience needs. You have to think about that first. And what are some of the problems that they faced? What are some of their pains? And you actually have to speak to that, answer their questions, serve and help them. And when you do that, when you're actually serving your audience instead of just kind of selling your audience all the time, your audience will want to tune into your channel a lot more, meaning they actually want to visit your business page or your personal page a lot more because they actually see value in content that's going to be beneficial to them, to help them, to serve them, instead of just kind of selling to them. Now, there's 3 E's that we need to focus on when you're creating content. There's the first E that we have is called educate. Now, when you're creating content that educates, basically you're creating something where you're training or teaching something to your audience. It can be something like if you're promoting a product or even a service, you can educate your audience on how to actually use your product by doing maybe a quick product demonstration. Not necessarily showing all the products and things like that, but maybe if it's a lotion or if it's a makeup or something like that, you can talk about, how this new lotion or cream helps your skin become so much smoother, and it has natural ingredients. If you're showing some type of makeup, you can do a demonstration on how this mascara makes your lashes so much longer. If you're doing more of a service, you can talk about how your service can actually help people save money, maybe on their next vacation or their next healthcare visit or something like that. Share testimonials that actually helped you with saving by using that product or service, and also share testimonials of other people that you have helped and served, or things that you even heard within the company, how they helped a lot more people with that product or service. So that's more of the education. Now, if you're doing more of the mindset type of thing and team building, you can do trainings according to doing like team building, helping your team grow, duplication, mindset, personal development. You can train your team on how to grow an abundance mindset, how to be more positive, things like that to help your team grow. If you're doing the second E is called empower. Now, what empower means, basically you're doing more inspiration here. Inspiration, maybe you're reading books, inspirational books, you're attending training, maybe you went to a Tony Robbins event or reading one of his books, and while you were reading it, there was a chapter that really spoke to your heart, or something that made you reflect on an event that happened in your business, or a conversation that you had with a teammate, or something that you learned through your company's convention. This is inspiration. Also with self development and personal development, maybe there was a quote or a motivational book that you've read that really resonated with you. Share your insights, share your takeaways with your audience. That will help grow and inspire them as well by you sharing your inspiration. So that's the second E, empower. The third E is entertain. Now entertain, this is something like when you're storytelling, some type of something humorous, comedy. You can definitely incorporate the entertain into the other E's, which is educate and empower, just to mix it up a little bit. You may be telling a story of something that happened within your business that was kind of comical, and you're kind of like doing a storytelling event, and you're sharing it with your audience to kind of keep them engaged and just to change things up a little bit. So that's more of the third E, which is entertained. So you can do either of those three E's. Again, first one is educate, second one is empower, the third one is entertain, or you can incorporate all three into one video as well, which would kind of, you know, spice it up a little bit. Now we actually have to give ourselves some credit, because sometimes people feel that they don't know enough to actually deliver content, to actually do a live video or to do some type of article or a blog or something like that. But actually, if we're working our business correctly and consistently, we always, as home business owners, should always be into personal development, into training, into growing our skill set and growing our mindset, so that we're stronger and so that we can lead a team and also become better versions of ourselves. So as a home business owner, particularly in network marketing, we should be daily connecting with personal development, whether you're reading some type of book or listening to some audios like what I do, using Audible, or attending conferences. Maybe your company has a conference or something that they attend annually or a couple times a year. You're attending those. Also, you're doing some type of webinars, so you're constantly learning and growing your skill set. So throughout the whole time that you have your home business, you're constantly staying inspired. And that gets your creative juices flowing. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love all types of training and personal development. It really keeps my mind going. It keeps me on top of my game, and it gets me inspired so that I can deliver some of the golden nuggets and my takeaways from those training and deliver it to my following, my niche. So you should do the same exact thing. Always be doing some type of learning and growing so that you can become better, because we know when we grow our skills reflect our income. So if your skills are not there yet, it's because you need to do some, if your income is not there yet, you need to grow your skills so that you can become more confident, so that you can carry out this, the task at hand as a home business owner, particularly in network marketing. Now, when we're actually doing content, we have to make sure that, and when we're doing training, we have to make sure that we're note-taking. I know when I was brand new in my business, I was kind of like a training call junkie, they call them. When you attend every single training, you're so excited, you're pumped up, but I wasn't really taking many notes. I was, but not consistently. But I've learned over time that I should be taking notes with all these trainings that I go to. Or if I attend like a webinar, it's on my phone, I can screenshot different things, different slides and things like that, that I can go back and reflect on and use that for content maybe in the future. So you should do the same exact thing. When you're attending these trainings, these calls, these webinars, take notes and then keep those notes, because what I've learned from industry leaders, that your notebook is like uncashed checks. And basically it means that there's so much value there, there's so much information, and you shouldn't hoard it all for yourself. You should definitely take that notebook, like what I have right here, and then deliver that information to others. And what I've learned many of the times is that when you learn something, you take notes and you deliver it, you learn that even better, because you're actually talking about it out loud. You're training others, which helps you kind of ingrain it in your own mind as well, and it holds you accountable, because you're training on that, so you should be doing it yourself. So take notes, and because they're valuable, and then give your perspective on what you've learned. when you're delivering that to your audience. Tell them exactly how you understood that subject and how it helped you with your business and how it can help them as well with their business. And sometimes people feel that when they're creating content that they actually need to create like this, come up with new creative type of content each and every day, right? And they feel that they might have to have these long original speeches in place. And it's kind of funny because when you're creating content, you don't actually have to do that every single time, especially when you're brand new. Okay, what I learned from one of my mentors is that actually when you're creating content, you have to think about yourself as being like a DJ, okay? And we all know what DJs do. They spin records, right? So think of yourself as a DJ and not as a songwriter. Songwriters are the actual ones that compose and write the whole song out. And I thought that concept was brilliant. Think of yourself as a DJ and not as a songwriter. Because what this means is a DJ, what they do is they take a record, they spin that record, and they may take another record and spin that alongside it. And then what they do as they're spinning both of them, they're adding their own little unique personal touch to it, where you might have like some extra words thrown in there, you may have some sounds, you may have some pauses and things like that. And it's awesome. It really becomes like, wow, it's really sometimes even better than the original pieces when the DJ mixes it up. So you need to do the same thing when you're attending trainings, lots of trainings throughout the week, each and every day. You're going to have all this inspiration and knowledge feeding your mind that you can take a little this and take a little that, put your own spin on it and your own perspective and deliver it to your audience. They would love that. And just like a DJ does. So what that means is that you need to make sure you use that method called invest, learn, teach, where you're constantly investing in yourself. You're learning the skills necessary for you to be better and stronger in your home-based business, and then teaching it back to your team and then to your following, to your niche, okay? And that concept of being a DJ and not a songwriter, I was like, wow, this is like, it's like a big aha moment, because like that's exactly what we're doing here. We're just basically putting our own spin on what we actually learned. And you don't need to feel like, oh my God, my following knows that I got this training from Eric Worre or Ray Higdon or something. Like, everyone knows them and they admire. I totally admire them. But what we can do is we can learn the concept, maybe the concept of, I don't know, being consistent, or the concept of goal setting. And we can think about how that relates to me, how that relates to the team that I'm on, and now how that can relate to your audience as well. They would appreciate that. And what they like about when you spin those two records together and put your own perspective on it, what happens is your audience loves you because of your, they love you because how you compose the music and your delivery of it, kind of like how you packaged it up, all nice and pretty. They love your delivery, so they keep coming back to you because they love the way you delivered that. It may be a little bit different than the way the other leaders delivered it. They liked your spin on it. Okay, so what happens is when you first get started, when you're creating content, you may be doing the ILT, invest, learn, teach, until you get really good and build your skill set. But then over time, when you become more comfortable, you're going to be starting, when you know your skills and in and out, and you've been to so many trainings, you can then begin building your own content. And you'll definitely feel very comfortable with that because you've learned so much throughout the years that you feel very comfortable. It just flows, all the content, and you're able to deliver that to your audience. So that's your starting point. Do the invest, learn, teach. Be more of a DJ, not a songwriter, and spin those records together, putting your own twist, your own spin on it, and your own reflection, so that everyone knows that, hey, this is what I learned, but this is my unique aha moments and takeaways. And I think this was beneficial for me, so I'm pretty sure it'll be beneficial for you guys as well. So that's my my little message for you guys today. If you feel like you're struggling with content creation, give yourself credit, because you definitely know more than you think you know, and all it takes is for you to know just a little bit more than your audience for you to be the expert, right? And most importantly, when you're delivering content, deliver it consistently, because that's what's going to help you build your business in some momentum, so you can start getting more engagements and people joining your business or buying your product or service. So that's my message. Hopefully it was helpful for you with creating content, endless amount of content. Let's see, we have a few people here. We have Janice. Hey Janice, glad you made it. Hey Michelle, glad you're here as well. Seeing Kizzy, some other folks here. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. I'm going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you did gain some benefit from this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, a heart, a like, a share. Share it with your team as well. Anyone that you feel that would gain value from, I greatly appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care now. Bye-bye.